Who would like to succeed at a high level in the insurance industry? Okay? Now, some of you are looking at me like, dude, I've never seen this guy speak before. He's asked me to raise my hand 42 times already. He needs to chill out. Okay? Just wait. We're working out today. Okay? We're working out. You know what it really takes to succeed at a high level? It takes freaking guts. That's all it really takes. Man, I remember being 10 years old watching my grandfather as a Baptist pastor growing up thinking, man, I like it's cool to be down here, but I'm like, man, I want to be up there, right? Who else wants to be up here one day, by the way, right? Okay, I'm serious, by the way, okay? And anyone can. Like that's how this thing works, right? That's how the thing works. And I can tell you, 3 years ago, I wasn't. And now I'm up here like 100 times a year. It's because I just created a way for me to do that. Right? And then all of a sudden I started getting a little bit better and a little bit better. And now I rewatch every single keynote I ever do to get just a little bit better. Right? Like I'm not going to have these drastic, insane changes over the course of 1 week or 1 month. And you may not either in your business. But some of you right now are sitting here and you're thinking, I don't know if I got what it takes to go the whole way. Some of you even contemplated quitting over the last couple months. Guaranteed. Every time we do one of these, that's the truth, by the way. But it doesn't have to be the case. Because I'm telling you, as long as you just get a little bit better, and a little bit better, and a little bit better, and a little bit better, you eventually change your name and you become John Wetmore. Or you eventually change your name and you become Roger Short. Or you're writing like 25K a week like this guy that you hear on the panel later. Like you're in the room with people doing something big, and no matter where you are at in your business, you can do something big one day too. But you need good people. So here's what I'm going to talk about this morning, okay? Before I get into a success cycle, that's a new keynote that I built for the roadshow, I want to talk about something that I believe everyone has to have to succeed at a high level in the insurance industry. Who would like to succeed at a high level in the insurance industry? Okay? Now, some of you are looking at me like, dude, I've never seen this guy speak before. He's asked me to raise my hand 42 times already. He needs to chill out. Okay? Just wait. We're working out today. Okay? We're working out. You know what it really takes to succeed at a high level? It takes freaking guts. That's all it really takes. Like to win, it takes guts. To lose, it takes guts. To show up, it takes guts. To stay in bed and convince yourself that that's smart, it takes guts. Some of you are like, really? Yeah, because you still got to convince yourself that you shouldn't be doing anything. Like I went down to the gym this morning, and guess who were in there? He beat me there. I didn't even see him there because he was there at 5 a.m. But I know he was there, right? I know he was there. Most of the speakers were in the gym. I mean, let's stop and think about that for a second, right? Like, dude, I didn't think this was a health conference or a fitness conference. Do you want to be where they are or not? You say you do, but you don't, because you could have. But you're like, I didn't know. Show up anyway and find out, right? You got in the room here, which is a fantastic first step, but it doesn't stop here. This is just the first step along the way. Like it takes guts to do something big. I remember being sick. A lot of you haven't seen me. Who's like newer to the business, or you've never seen me speak before, by the way. Okay, there's a good amount of hands, right? Which is crazy. Okay, because I'm all over the place. I also remember at 16 years old, I'm outside. I'm supposed to go to work at a little Apple Market, a little grocery store. When I was 16, just older than Ashlyn, by the way. And I was supposed to go to work on a Saturday at the grocery store at 4 o'clock. And it's about 3:30, and I'm throwing up. I want you to put yourself in my shoes, because you're in my shoes every single day, by the way. This story is real life. This story is happening to you every single day, whether you believe it or not. And I go to my dad, I'm like, Dad, I'm not feeling well today. I'm throwing up. I'm not going to go to work today. I don't feel like it. Who hasn't felt like going to work some days, by the way? Who didn't feel like getting up at 6 a.m. or going to work on Saturday or going to the gym or writing down your goals or doing 3 extra calls, whatever, right? And my dad said something I still remember every single day. He said, you do whatever you want to do. I'm like, okay, great. You do whatever you want to do. Listen to this. You do whatever you want to do. Fantastic. But you know what I would do. Crap. That's what I grew up around. So guess what? I went to work. Throwing up or not, who flipping cares? It's a great story today that I've probably told like 42,000 times. And those of you who heard me speak have heard that story before, but there's a lot of you that hadn't heard me speak. So I need to share it. You have stories in your life right now that you don't realize that are impacting you or changing who you are and what you're doing and where you're going, but you're not paying attention to the stories. Those are called stories of origin, by the way. We've all got stories in our life of things that we had our back against the wall. It was difficult. We didn't know what we were going to do. We didn't know how we were going to do it, but we knew we wanted to do it. Are you remembering those stories? And when those stories were in your past, how did you handle them? You can't control the past, but you can dang sure control the future. You can control that when the alarm goes off on Monday at 5:45, you can control whether you hit the snooze button or not. Later, I went from 16, now I'm like 20. And I go to my basketball coach, and I'm playing a little Baptist Bible college. For those that know my story, I got started in the industry when I was 20 as a full-time insurance agent. I was going to college, taking 21 credit hours a semester, and playing basketball full-time. Some of you are like making this time excuse, okay? I didn't have any time, okay? I'm cold calling to sell life insurance and cold door knocking to sell life insurance with no leads at 20, no sales experience, couldn't spell insurance, no clue what I was doing, but I did something. And I made $117,391.13 in my first 8 months. But my dad said, you're supposed to make 6 figures. It was normal. I didn't know it was exceptional. I was just wondering what the heck was wrong with the rest of the people in the office. Right? So I remember going to a recruiting meeting, and there's 10 of us in the room, and the manager says, all right, stand up. He says, take a look around. Right? Let's do a little visual, okay? We got 5 on the front, and then we got the next 5 here, ending with the gentleman in blue. If you 10 would stand up for me. I'm going to do a little visual for those that are brand new to the industry. Okay, right here, yep. Thank you very much, okay? Think about this, okay? If you're new to the industry, if you've ever been at board, this is how I was exposed to it at an early age. Okay, there's 10. And the manager's like, okay, take a look around. Okay, so take a look around. Okay, let's size up your competition here, right? Let's see who you got, who you don't got, right? I'm like, dude, I got him, but I don't know about her, right? Okay? Now, 9 of you sit down. Let's just leave Jesse Park standing right here in the second row. Okay, so the rest of you sit down. Thank you. Okay, now, he said, now 9 of you sit down. He left one person standing. He said, and what he said next, I still remember today. Maybe one of you will make it. Give Jesse a hand. You can have a seat. Thank you. Okay. He said, maybe one of you will make it. What did you think when I said that right then, by the way? Okay, who's a little bit competitive? By the way, okay? A lot of you probably are, because you're an entrepreneur, you're in the insurance industry, you're probably competitive. I'm like, dude, if there's going to be a 1, I don't know about all these cats, but it's going to be me. 1,000%. And so in that moment, I set a target. I wrote down a goal. This is a big nugget for you to take away today. You should not be doing anything unless you know what you're shooting for and what you're trying to hit. So I took a pad and a pen, and in that moment, and I wrote down, I will earn $100,000 my first year in the insurance industry at 20 years old. I dated it, I signed it, and I hung it up on the wall of my cubicle. And then every day I went out to make that a reality. Every single day. And then I also wrote it down every single day, by the way. Thank you.
But you also made your DSM sign it also.
Yes, my father also signed it, and my manager also signed it. Talk about accountability, right? Talk about taking something serious. Talk about going all in on your success. There's a good amount of you that don't believe you can actually make 6 figures your first couple years in the industry. You're wrong! Because you can. Some of you are like, dude, I'll never make it to 7 figures in my first 10 years. John, how long you been in the business? 9 years. His agency does well over 8 figures, by the way, in revenue, not premium. 9 years! But we float through life, we show up to work, we just say, okay, I hope I survive today. I hope people don't tell me no today. Which I'm sure he's had people tell him no over the years, by the way, right? A couple. Just a few. He's pretty good, but he ain't perfect. Or are you going and attacking your day every single day, trying to do the absolute most that you possibly can? Trying to maximize your time, trying to maximize your energy, trying to maximize your output, trying to maximize your goals, trying to maximize your target, trying to maximize the amount of guts you have and saying, I'm doing this no matter what. I don't care who's standing in my way. I'm accomplishing this. Hey, if you enjoyed this, I got another one you're going to love. It's right there. Click on it. See you in there. What's some of the things you're doing successfully in your business now to prospect and get in front of people, like outside of AEP, like just the rest of the year?
So outside of AEP, I mean, obviously, we're a pretty big referral